Welcome to Mailbag. I've got a few things here which I want to show you. Let's check out what I bought this time. If you're not already subscribed and interested in electronics or general repairs, make sure you subscribe. Right, let's look at the first thing. So these are potentiometers. I think these are switch ones as well. Let's get this out, have a look at one. Spline shaft. Yep, these are switched pots. So there's a switch on the back there, you can see there's 2 pins for the switch. And it's a 50k pot, as you can see there. So I've got these for doing radio work. Sometimes you just need to replace a on-off switch. I got prompted to get some of these because of the radios I was repairing, which had the flood damage, and then all the knobs were stuck on, and the knobs were breaking the shafts out of the pots on the front panel. So I thought I'll get a few on-off switches because I saw some there. I thought, oh, let's just get these. And these ones here are also the same style, and these are 100k, 5 of each. So there'll be links down below for these if you're interested in these sorts of things, for radios maybe. Or maybe using something else too. Having the switch on them is quite handy. Right, let's look at the next thing. So these are new roller bearings for my Ender 3D printer. Got some nice ones on the is it Y-axis? They're wearing out and actually coming loose. So they need replacing. So here's one. These should be the right ones. I don't know what these specs were of these. I think they were 6mm shaft or something. As you see, there's like an offset in there. See that? What's that about? Must be a spacer. Hold on, let's see if there's something in there. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's just floating around. There's a little spacer or something in there. So that's fine. As far as how they don't really spin that well, they're fairly stiff. And they don't just like go whizzing away, which is surprising seeing as the bearings. I thought they'd be a bit freer than that. Anyway, so I've got 10 of those, all the same. Does it have an item code in here? Here you go, here's the code. Yeah, focus. There you go, there's the codes. In case you need to try and look this up. But I'll chuck links down below for these anyway. Next thing. I think this is in a diode. Pretty sure. Don't appear to be marked. Obviously got the component markings on themselves, but I'm pretty sure this is in a diode pack. I think it's like 20 of each or something like that. I'm not sure what this one is. These are all the same, there's different. So yeah, different sizes there, bridge rectifiers, those ones, these ones. I got them because I thought, well, there'll be a time when I need a bridge rectifier of that size and that type. So I thought, yeah, I'll get one whilst I don't have something to repair. They're fairly cheap to get, so kind of makes sense to get them really. See what's in this one. Thanks to my Patreon supporters as well. I also recently got another Patreon, which is quite nice. Helps me to buy things on Mailbag, so if you have a bit of spare cash and you want to support my channel, I don't like to beg, but you know, I'm begging. Please consider sponsoring me a little bit and doing that. If you find my stuff interesting, you want to help me to buy more things to keep everyone entertained. This is a bunch of plastic washers. Oh, the clip just came off. It's broken. Oh no, the box is broken. Well, I don't know what size it's supposed to cover. They look like about 3mm, probably up to about 10. So it may be 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, maybe. I'm guessing. There'll be a link down below. So if you're interested in this, if you think it might be something that'll be interesting to you, They're plastic washers, not metal washers, so they're insulating, which is great for securing PCBs. You can use standoffs and that sort of stuff. It's a shame it's broken. I took some tape on that. That's not going to last. Does it say on here what it is? Oh, there we go. M2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, I was up on one size. Okay. Let's stick some tape in that, hold it shut. Let's see what's next. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do subscribe if this sort of thing interests you, or you're interested in electronics or electronic repairs, that sort of stuff. I try and do like a few different kinds of videos, so even if this one doesn't appeal to you that much, maybe there's a different kind that does, and you may want to see those ones instead. So make sure you subscribe if basically electronics related stuff is of interest to you. Well, mostly what I do is electronics. Okay, this is a USB tester. Let's put a couple of buttons on here. There's a sound when there's a button. USB security monitor. Interesting. I'm not quite sure what's a security monitor. So I might chuck this on the lead and see what comes up. There's what the backup says. 3 to 30 volt, 5 amps. Really? Quick charge 2. The voltage range, green star, 5 stars. Accuracy 1, A level, yeah. Well, I have to wonder what half this stuff actually means. Usually not much. So I might just chuck a lead on and plug it in and see what happens to it. I'll be right back. Okay, let's plug a lead in. I don't actually have any quick charge devices, so I can't test that part of it. Well, the display is so dim I can't see it. Because I've got so much lighting here. Let me just sit down. Yeah, there isn't other display in there, but it's very dim. Let me see if I can improve this situation a little bit. Zoom in with the camera. Here we go. You can see it there. See on turn when these lights will maybe make it a bit dimmer or something. That might help it slightly. So you can barely see a display there. So it tells you the data lines. They're surprisingly dim. I don't think it's just my lighting. I think it's actually just this unit's a bit dim, actually. I mean, it's pretty bright in here, but it's not that bright. So it says charge currents, energy used, time, live readout of volts and current, watts, amp hours, watt hours. Better displays gives you the voltages of each pin. So you got the V negative, data positive, negative, and the positive. So that tells you what all the voltages on the supply side are. When you plug something in, you can make sure it's actually looking normal. 26 degrees apparently, and well, nothing on the output. So let's plug something in the output. So I've got my subscriber count here. We'll plug that into it and see what comes out of it. Zoom back in again. Showing the current draw here. Voltage dropped a little bit. Resistance, which is interesting. Sorry it's so dim, it's just this display is not as bright as I'd like it to be. It's almost like the case has been made too dark. So it's showing half an amp being drawn there. Go back to that display, which I think is a better display anyway. There you go. Using 0.37. And there you go, it goes up a half an amp when it's scrolling and lighting up more of the display. So yeah, I mean it works. It's not the easiest display to see though. I think this plastic is too dark. Interesting. Anyway, so it's supposed to cover quick charge and stuff like that, but I've got no idea. Like I said, I don't have any quick charge stuff, so I can't really test that part of it. Alright, so here's the little card that comes in the packaging. So voltage, current, capacity, electric quantity, power, load, impedance, data, positive, negative voltage, charging time, either data of USB, supports Qualcomm quick charge 3, compatible quick charge 2, BC 1.2 and Apple 2.4 amp. Other protocol quick charging voltage ranges, as you can probably read. And there's the rear. Let's get it closer so you can see it a bit better. You can read this yourself if you like. I'll You know, you can pause it or something. Alright, how to use it. And there's in a card there. It's Chinese on the left, English on the right. That's how to use it. There you go. Hope you find it useful. Right, let's see what's in here. These look familiar. That's another Blitzwolf, and this is a Langston. I think that's what it says. Langston. Bit dusty, anyway. Let's open it up. Now, I was so pleased with the headphones I purchased previously, which I showed in the mailbag, the Blitzwolf and the other brand. I can't remember which one it was now. I showed two different brands of earphones, and they both sound really nice and they both perform really well. The Blitzwolf I was really impressed with, so I got another one that was the same. I thought I'd get one of these too and let's see what this looks like. Interesting case. Now the issue I had with the Blitzwolf and the other brand is they weren't compatible with Apple devices. Alright, so that's one thing you have to watch out for if you do decide to go for one of those other ones. These are also a dual driver. The Blitzwolf was Blitzwolf was dual driver. I think the other brand I had was triple driver or something. And you've got different earpieces and stuff like these as well. Let's get a bit closer. Alright, so the earpieces, and there's the drivers there. There's dual driver again. The reason I got this one is because I wanted to have something which may be Apple compatible. So on both the other ones I've purchased, you've got these little controls on the cable here for up, down, and mute or pause. Right? They different functions depending on what program you're in or what device you're on. Right? The problem I had is that on both the other types of earphones I got, this did weird stuff with the Apple devices. It just wasn't compatible. Like on a computer, if you push up, it goes all the way up, right to the top, maximum volume, and you can't turn it back down again. Right? It gets a bit knotted up. This is not compatible with it. It will pause like a video or something like that. If you push the middle button, it will pause it. But if you use either volume buttons, it just doesn't work properly. So they're not compatible. So I've got this one to see if this is compatible as well. To see if this is better. These don't feel like anywhere near as good quality. They're okay, but they don't feel as robust as the other ones which I purchased previously. But if they work with a phone or computer, then it might be better because they've got, maybe the control works. I'm going to get my phone actually and go and try it out and see what happens. Okay, well, let's try this out and see what happens. So here's the unit plugged in. You can see the cables here. Something I really like about this is the connector. It's got like a tapered feel to it, so you want to unplug it. It actually makes it easier to grip to get it out. So I already like that quite a bit. Trying to get plugs out of these things once you've got a case on is also hard, especially when they're quite stiff to get out. So let's try this. So I've got middle button first because that's one that's likely to be a problem. Okay, yep, play pause. That is working. Let's try volume up. That worked. Or volume down, sorry. And volume up. Yep, that's working too. Okay, let's actually apply it and see if they both sound. Let's try the sound out and I'll come right back. Okay, having had a short listen to them, they actually sound quite well balanced. They're not overly bass heavy, they're nice and crisp. There's no real resonances in them. They actually sound pretty nice. They're nice, well balanced earphones. So that's good. I quite like the sound of those. Being a bit of a former audiophile, I suppose I'll never lose that really, but back when I used to do car audio many years ago, which is how I got the name Defpom. There's a cut through the bloody thing. That. That wasn't me. Anyway, yeah, so I have a bit of an ear, I suppose, for sound. to the point I don't really practice it anymore, so it's not like I'm super tuned up to it anymore. I used to have really fussy hearing, not so much anymore. Okay, so there's part of the manual there, bit of instructions, there's some Chinese and some more instructions. Ooh, devote. So the specs, 95 dB plus or minus 3, that's not too bad. It's reasonable. 32 ohms plus or minus 15%, cable length about 1.2 meters. Obviously it's 3mm and 20 to 20, so 20 kilohertz to 20 hertz. So that sounds, I'd agree with that from the sound of it. I mean, it sounded like it was a nice, well balanced sound coming out of them. So I think they were actually doing pretty well. It's called a D2. So again, I'll chuck links down below for these. Quality wise, I'm going to say they sound alright. They sound okay, they sound nice enough. They don't sound bad or anything like that. The control works, the plug's nice. I don't know, the wires feel a bit... This is what makes it feel a bit cheap, right? So this is the plastic body on here, and you've got this braided wire. It's actually, it is properly insulated. This is obviously clear outer insulation, clear PVC outer insulation. This is a feature, I suppose, to make them look a bit more interesting. I mean, that's okay. I don't know. I think these were actually fairly cheap. I don't remember what they were now, but I'll chuck links down below. But they seem nice enough. I think the main thing I like is the fact the control works and that plug, as you can see, I'll get a bit closer. That plug is tapered. Right, so when it's plugged in, you've got plenty to grab hold of. It's also quite long. I think the original Apple one's about that long, so you ain't got actually to grab hold of, especially when you've got it inside a case like this one here. When it's in a case, you've got very little to actually grab hold of. Right, so having really short earphones sockets are a real pain. So this is longer, and it's also got the tape on there, so you actually grab hold of it really easily without slipping off. And it's also not a smooth surface; it's got a bit of a texture to it, which also helps you to grip. So I really like the plug, and I like the control. The fact that the control works, and they sound nice. So yeah, if you're interested, you know, in something which I think this seems okay. So check out the links down below if you're interested in earphones. We'll have another look at the Blitzwolf. I think this is exactly the same ones I got before though. So I'll have a look at that in a second. And there you go, I put them in a case here like this. So that's the case you can stick on your keyring maybe. Or, you know, belt clip maybe, I don't know. What I don't like is on these, like these little keychains, I'll show you what I mean. It's already doing it a little bit. I'll show it to you. Is you get this link. It's got a link just there. It's not actually pressed together very well. And if you yank on that, that's likely to separate just enough for the chain to slip out. Like, likely to end up sitting something like that. Okay, you give it a yank and it'll just pop straight out, then you lose them. So what I actually often do, anything which I want to actually carry around, is I will actually solder that link. I'll straighten it all up so it all lines up perfectly, and I'll solder it, and that holds it together. You don't have to worry about it then. Also, you got the other end too. Has that end got one as well? Yes, it does. Same deal there. I'll solder that up so that way it's definitely not going to come apart unless you really yank it hard. That's nice enough. Alright, so look at the Blitzwolf. I think these are the same ones I got before. I think they're exactly the same. Because you think, well, why do I need 4 pairs of earphones? Well, I've got a set on my computer. Why is it not cutting? Just not enough gap, I think. So I've got a set on the computer, I've got a set in the bedroom when I'm laying in bed at night watching YouTube videos before I go to sleep. Oh no, I shouldn't do that. So I've got a set on the computer for when I'm doing editing. I've got a set in the motorhome for when I'm away doing editing again on the computer, on the laptop. BWES2, is that the same one? I can't remember. So it basically gives me one spare set. Yeah, these are the same as the first set, I think. They look the same. I actually don't remember which ones I got before, but yeah. So these are nice enough, and these have got like a weird fit. I showed this before on the previous one when I got them before, but I'll show you again. Get the focusing right. There you go. So it's got this weird kind of profile on here. but they actually sit in your ears really nicely. They just sit there and they don't move around, and although they're a bit bulky, they're actually really comfortable. I quite like them, but the only problem is, again, as I said before, the controls don't work properly on the phone. I'll show you what it does on my phone actually. So I plug it in the phone. Again, I've got this issue with the socket being a bit hard trying to get that back out again because it's parallel. So unlock this. Right. So we'll push the pause center button. That does work. Okay. If I do volume up and down, try and push it. That is going up. This one's behaving. Is this different to the first one? That one's actually working. So the Blitzwolf one's working. I know the other one doesn't work properly. I have to check this out. Maybe it's a different version. Let me get the other ones. Hold on. Okay, so here you go. These are the ones I have on my, well, I now have been using on my computer to do editing with. Let's plug this one in and see if it behaves. Do the same thing. Volume up, volume down. So it's working okay on the Blitzwolf. Alright, so the Blitzwolf one's alright. It's the Yaomi, is it? Yaomi? The other brand I looked at previously. That's the one that's giving me a lot of trouble with control. These ones wouldn't work properly on my computer. So I plugged it into my computer. The controls wouldn't work properly on that. So I don't know if this is other one, this Langston one, is going to be okay on the computer. Oh, I should try that out. These sound really nice. They've got really good bass response on them. They sound good. I think they're a bit bass heavy compared to like this one. This one's quite, I think it's quite a flat response. With these seem a bit bass heavy, but most people like that anyway. I mean, you just have to turn the bass up, and it's also very sensitive. I think there's like 108 dB or something like that, if I remember rightly. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, I'll put links down below for those. Check them out if you're interested. Oh, see what's in here. Although I think I already know what's in here. Yep, it's a box. So here we have 2 rolls of solder. Now, anyone that's watched my channel recently, or been following for, you know, in the past few weeks at least, you would have seen a video I did on solder, saying that RS Components wouldn't sell me solder because it's leaded solder. I think that's probably why I didn't actually specify that it's because it's leaded. I said they wouldn't sell it to an individual. So I got this from Element 14, which is also known as Farnell or whatever. Element 14 is what they go by these days, I think. So I got this Loctite branded one, multi-core solder, and it is 6040. It doesn't say 6040 on it, does it? Now I'm getting suspicious about this. I was expecting multi-core solder to be marked 6040. Alloy 60N. It's not the right solder. I'm sure it was 6040. Let me check this. Well, I don't know, maybe someone can enlighten me a little bit. I mean, I was expecting to say 6040 and it doesn't say 6040. It says something different, but maybe it's a different marking for the same thing. The invoice says that it is 6040 solder. So, go figure. I might have to look at this and just check it out and just find out. 60N, is it like equivalent code? I don't know. I'm hardly a solder expert. But anyway, if it is 6040 solder, leaded solder, then that's perfect because that's what I wanted. So if you didn't see the video about RS Components refusing to sell me 6040 solder, despite them having it available for sale on the website, it installed it and 5 weeks later they said no, you're not going to sell it to you. Well, sell it to me. Go check the video out, I did it a few days ago. Yeah, published out on the 14th of May 2019, in case you're watching this in a couple of years time or something. So that's there in case you want to look at it. So thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping to support the channel, helping to buy things like solder when I need it, and things for Mailbag obviously, which I've just been doing, and also things for repair, you know, bits of electronics that are trying to fix, or you know, bits of broken test gear, sort of stuff. So I really appreciate that support from those people, and I'm always looking for more supporters, because the more people that support me, the more I can buy and the more videos I can make with more interesting, more expensive things. So thanks a lot, catch you later, and I'll see you next time. Oh, don't forget to comment down below and share the video and give us a thumbs up and that sort of stuff, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I think I might mention that. Bye. Focus. Here we go. Right, so. Oh, this is annoying. $103. Yeah, 100k. Is that right? Or 10k? I never bloody remember those numbers. 103. Yeah, of course it's 100k, isn't it? Bloody hell. Right, 100k. So 50k, 100k. So thanks for watching. Again, I appreciate my Patreon supporters, something to buy things like stocking up on solder, which is the problem these days it seems, and buying parts for Mailbag. Oh man, string of sentences.